The opinions expressed by the hosts and co-hosts of this program does not necessarily reflect the views of TGON Radio and TVH Group of Networks.
This is DZYW. It's 6:30. Time for West Parado Cafe. Coffee cup.
All right. Fellow, good evening and welcome to Asphere's Cafe. Today is Tuesday, October 14, 2025. Yes, today is the day where Windows 10 officially ends ends support. So yeah, it is a very special day for Microsoft, as Microsoft is going to issue the last Patch Tuesday update for Windows 10, and afterwards done. No more updates for Windows 10 except LTSC and Server 2016-2019. Yup, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. Microsoft is about to bid farewell, where they will be issuing a final update, and yeah, your computer will not be getting any more updates if you're still on Windows 10. So before we continue, let's see how Dreamcar is doing. Dreamcar, how are you, man?
No comment and nothing much going to do because I am still doing something related to school. So nothing much more. So yeah, for this contrary, I'm going to announce this for the week. I will announce instead of asparagus, I will say patty cup instead. So take note of that when I'm going to do the intro, okay? So nothing much more, and may nagpabati ng happy birthday si ano yan? Si Cotton Buds kanina eh. That is happy birthday, Cotton Buds.
Oh yeah, it is his birthday. Happy birthday, man. I hope you're having a wonderful time there. And yeah, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday,
Alright.
congrats.
And now,
All
patty
right.
cup. Let's
Back
start
to,
the
back
session,
to
shall we?
what I was saying here, Dreamcar. Back to what I was saying, Dreamcar. Yeah,
Alright,
we're gonna talk a lot about Windows 10 for this
yes.
episode of this cafe. So
So yeah, so
yeah,
of course,
I will be sharing my memories of Windows 10, and you have any memories with Windows 10? We will get into that later. But for now, let's get into the options on what can you do to upgrade your PC to Windows 11. So let's start with that right now. So let me get my screen share up. All right, here it is. So this is coming from Windows Central, and yes, you heard that right. Final update imminent as Microsoft ends support today. So let's read this one, and let's read the article from Windows Central and what you can do to make the move. Alright, so as of October 14, that is today, your Windows 10 PC has reached end of life. Microsoft is ending mainstream support for Windows 10 after a decade on the market, and is encouraging all users to switch to Windows 11. If you're still running Windows 10 after October 14, there are steps you must take to ensure your PC remains secure. All Windows 10 users across home, Pro, and Enterprise editions are impacted by this end of support date. Everyone using these editions of Windows 10 will need to take action manually to ensure their devices remain secure beyond October 14. Doing nothing will result in your PC being unsecured on the internet. So yeah, keep that in mind because next month you're not going to get any more updates. So take take this as a note. And yes, we will get into other alternative options such as switching to Linux if you do not want to enroll in extended security updates or if you refuse to upgrade to Windows 11 over privacy concerns. Yeah, we have other alternative options which we will get into that in the next step. So, yeah, if you are unable to update to Windows 11, Microsoft is offering an additional year of security updates on Windows 10 for users that sign up to its extended security updates program. So if you do enroll, you will get another year of updates, but only critical, only critical and security updates. Pretty much, no new features will be planned. Only security updates. So if you do enroll, you will get another year of updates. But again, as I said before, only critical updates, and that will last until next year, October 2026. So if you're not enrolled into extended security updates program, your PC will be susceptible to any potential security vulnerabilities that are discovered in the Windows OS after October 14. So, the extended security updates program is free, though there are some hoops you will need to jump through to enroll. So, you have a poll right here. Will you keep Windows 10 on your PC when Microsoft support reaches its end of life? It's up to you. If you can vote if you want, but we also have a brewing question that we will save that for the end. So here is the option for here are the options if you want to keep using Windows 10. So number one, you have extended security updates. So what does extended security updates program do? Well, it allows you to continue receiving updates, but as I said too many times just a while ago, only critical updates. And so what does it do? And how can you not what does it do, but how can you enroll? Well, there is a catch, or you can pay $30 for a one-time purchase. So number one, if you want to enroll, you will need a Microsoft account. So yeah, the first one is very easy. And if you log into your Microsoft account and sync your PC settings to the cloud, you are going to be enrolled in extended security updates program if you do that step. And as for the first option, you have the other two options. As I said, one of them being $30 being one-time purchase, and this one right here, 1,000 Microsoft reward points. So these are the options for you if you want to enroll into extended security updates program. Now, for those who are living in the EEA or European Economic Area, it is free of charge without having to sign into Microsoft account. But, however, Microsoft will want you to sign in with a Microsoft account at least once every 60 days to remain in the extended security updates program, or else your PC will be removed from the program and will not be getting any more security updates. So that is the catch to those who are in the EEA regions. And that's the extended security updates program. And now that So yeah, these are options, guys, if you want to stay on Windows 10. For me, I would highly suggest you should upgrade to Windows 11 if your PC is supported. Or if you do not like Windows 11 for any concerning reasons that you have here, I understand. You can switch over to Linux. Or even better, if you want to stay on Windows 10 for longer, although it's not recommended, you can move over to Windows 10 LTSC. LTSC stands for Long-Term Servicing Channel. So yeah, you have three options rather. One, either enroll into Extended Security Updates program. Two, upgrade to Windows 11. Or three, if you don't want to stay on Windows 10, move to Linux. Or four, though it's not recommended, move over to LTSC. So that's the options you have to consider, because again, this is the day where Microsoft will be pulling the plug on Windows 10 after issuing the final Windows update. So there you go, guys. So what do you guys say about the options? And luckily for my co-host Dreamcar, he already moved to Windows 10 LTSC. So Dreamcar, can you share more on that?
Alright, so nothing much more to say about this is, hold on.
Okay, so we'll wait for our Dreamcar. So
Nothing much more to say about
there
the
you go.
option because I fully installed it mine. And one thing for sure, you forgot something here. A little bit of a note here for LTSC. If you don't know, LTSC is for long term, but it's only for enterprise system. So that's why it's for LTSC. So nothing much more about the Windows 10.
Yes. Yes,
But
LTSC.
well, that's all for me.
Although, I highly don't recommend moving to LTSC unless you want to, because yeah, Microsoft is not considering LTSC as an official method to keep your Windows 10 PC supported for longer, at least in the consumer's perspective, because again, LTSC is more on enterprises. All right, so yeah, I don't. LTSC is not recommended. But yeah, so yeah, these are, again, there you go. These are the options on what you can do with your Windows 10 PC. And coming up later on Asper's Cafe, we will be talking about the other alternative option from enrolling into extended security updates, upgrading to Windows 11, or moving to LTSC for longer Windows 10 updates. But the next one is going to be very interesting because you are moving away from Windows and you are entering the operating system that you have never heard before, Linux. We will get into that. That is coming up right here on Asphere's Coffee. It's 6:44. We will be right back.
This episode of Asphere's Coffee is brought to you by Del Sound, Asphere Appliances, Copenhagen Coffee, Dimcars Pizza, Melody Mart, Channel 20 Plus, Real Time of Dates Award, 644.
This song was brought to you by Asphere Appliances, home of Asphere Aircon and other leading appliances nationwide. Asphere Appliances, tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus. Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you. Capinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Capinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation. Shenatron Synplus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP. Celebrating 10 years together since 2015. And Melody Mart. Your everyday vibe for convenience.
with the intention. At Asphere Appliance, you want to buy the super appliance. Asphere Appliance, cheaper and still quality pop-up. Asphere Appliances, if you want to buy at a discounted price at Asphere Appliances.
Asphere Appliances, home of Asphere Aircon and other leading appliances nationwide. Asphere Appliances, tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
One time, there's a confrontation about sushi and pizza, but then there was a solution.
Bro, I said let's get sushi.
No way. Pizza beats raw fish every time.
Why not both? Gooey cheese, spicy mayo, seaweed, salmon. Introducing Sushi Baked Pizza.
Whoa.
Creamy, savory, sushi-inspired toppings baked on a perfect crust. Sushi Baked Pizza, 9-inch at 250, 11-inch at 450. Only at Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way.
You paid this time.
No way. You wanted sushi?
Call 141-9191 for deliveries.
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Dream Car Karaoke po, tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kapeng gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation.
A song, a chord, there's no end to the tune. It's the echo of strings, the rise of the moon. It's the beat of the drum, the keys on the floor, the rhythm that calls, the voice we adore. It's music and more, a note, a rhyme, a melody's glow, a piano that plays, a rhythm that flows. It's a voice, it's a choice, a harmony's ring. At the end of the night, let the melody start. It's the sound of a song, it's the joy in your heart.
Reimagine karaoke with XTSP.
Now available, Utopia 2 and Utopia Deluxe for more song storage, and Volume 174 for DVD systems. Song lists are now free to download at ShenatronSynPlus.blogspot.com.
Shenatron Sin Plus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP. Celebrating 10 years. Together since 2015.
New. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan nila ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming feelings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium feelings na suwag magpapasaya ng samyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Biking, meron rin tayong Overload Onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming feelings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
Sakit.
I love to drink my sakit. We love to drink my sakit. If you wanna get that good, drink my sakit.
Gusto mo bang magkasakit? Gusto mo bang magka-flu? Huwag na mag-alala dahil narito na ang May Sakit. Garantisadong magkakasakit ka in less than 1 minute. Oo, tamang narinig nyo, 1 minute. Ganyan ka-epektibo ang May Sakit. Kaya nga, if you want to get that flu, drink May Sakit. Available ito sa 3 flavors: original, cola, and root beer. Mabibili ito sa inyong mga suking tindahan. Another world-class product from GSCA.
Happy
Select the birthday 3 and 1 ice cream. 79 na piso lang. Mas happy ka arawan.
Stop, huwag uubuin at plema, huwag iinuman ng yelo. Magpabiskel syrup at capsule para tanggal ng ubo at plema, bawal iinuman ng yelo. Magpabiskel, itigil ang ubo at plema, huwag iinuman ng yelo. Parbocysteine is being generic name of Pabiskel. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Huwag pabayaan ng tiyan. Ito na lang, magdayatabs. Nabilis ng tangal ng sakit yan. In this fast of 14 days, magdayatabs na sa biyahe na.
Alagang Unilap yan.
Loperamide has been generic name of Dayatabs. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Sakit na ulo ang lagnat. Hindi siya makapasok. Mag-biogesic. Para tanggalin ng lagnat. Walang sakit ulo. Mag-biogesic. Ingat ang damang-dama. Pagaling ng lagnat.
Alagang Unilap yan.
Paracetamol has been generic name of biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
We now return to Party Shop and Asphere Cafe. Do you have audio problems now?
Alright, welcome back to Asphere's Cafe. It is now 6:32 p.m. And now let's share about the other alternative operating system, that is Linux. So, can you can't upgrade to Windows 11? Well, end of 10 explains 5 reasons on why you should switch to Linux instead. So let me move my workspace to Asphere's Cafe. There we go, and get my screen share right here. Alright, so we have end of 10 website that explains that explains obviously Windows 10 end of support. So let's read this website, and they did say it now ends on October 20, 2026, but again, that is if you are enrolled with extended security updates program. So yeah, now it's true, guys. The second paragraph says Microsoft wants you to buy a new computer. That is very, very true if you ask me, and especially where most of the computers are still functional and usable today. Well, you know what that means. It's going to e-waste, and no one likes that. But what if you could make your current one fast and secure again? So this is your Linux distro on your former Windows 10 computer. You have like fresh new hardware and your old computer. So if you bought your computer after 2010, there's most likely no reason to throw it out. Very well said. Because let's be real here. If you have a decades old laptop that is still functional today and is not running like crap, you could even upgrade your hard drive with a solid state drive, and your laptop will be like brand new again, right? Well, Microsoft still insists you should discard your old computer and get a new one instead. Microsoft loves to contribute e-waste, right? Anyway, by just installing an up-to-date Linux operating system, you can keep using it for years to come. Installing an operating system may sound difficult, but you don't have to do it alone. And that is if you're lucky enough to be in US. But they do have, I believe, other regions that are outside US. There it is. This map is open now. Okay, so let's see what happens if we load it up here. I don't know if Philippines is part of it, but I'm pretty sure you can There we go. We have one right here. Click a snap. So they do have. So actually, yeah, we do have one computer shop actually contributing to end of 10, which surprised me. And this is the computer shop name right here. Again, click this. So if we right click, if we open it in a new tab, you can see this is actually a legit. This is actually a legit. So say this they're actually a legit yeah, they're actually a legit operations there, but mostly they are doing they're doing business cards for based on what I'm seeing here on Facebook. There you go. And it is true. They actually they actually became a part of the movement. It's pretty cool seeing this. So let's read this one. Let's read this post from Click a Snap. Click a Snap Photo and Printing Services Software Engineering Division has officially joined the end of 10 Linux support directory as the first Linux support spot in the Philippines. Yes, you heard that right. I'm not kidding. This is the only computer shop or printing shop that they're actually committing to this program, and it's so cool. But if we look at the US, majority of them are Europe, US. You know what I mean, right? But yeah, most of the shops, majority are likely listed more in the US. So you can see you have Latin American stuff, Repair Cafe, Devlo Hackerspace. Yeah, I wonder how much does it got here. Let me search Philippines. Okay, okay. I think the site froze, isn't it? Let me just refresh the page. Hold on, let me open a new tab again. There we go. But yes, guys, they have a lot, even a lot. Let me just click a snap. There it is. So the cost of this, by the way, here is 250 pesos. Yeah, and if you're wondering what location, they are located in Dasmariñas City. So they're not based in NCR. By the way, they're not based in NCR. If you guys are unfamiliar with what NCR means, it stands for National Capital Region. But yeah, this is the only computer or printing shop that is committed to joining the movement. But yeah, again, if you're interested, you can call their number right there, or you can email, or you can head over to the website via Facebook page. And if you're interested, you can hand over your old laptop so they can help you install a Linux distro, and that is going to cost you 250 pesos for that. It's a dirt cheap thing. It's cool. But what if you don't want to install Linux? What if you don't want someone to do Linux for you? Well, whoops. You can install them by yourself, luckily. So they have their separate page on that. You have your DIY install guide right there. And yes, they do have a warning. They have clear instructions you need to read right there, because again, when you install Linux, unless you're dual booting, your files will be deleted. So you'll need to back up to your external hard drive. So here are the instructions right here. Obviously, download a new OS or Linux distro you prefer. So download the operating system you want to install, and you can search for Linux distribution for beginners to get some suggestions. And number 2, flash the operating system to a USB stick using a standard tool such as Rufus. It will overwrite all data on the USB stick. So yeah, if you have all personal files on your USB, you will also need to back it up as well. And finally, number 3, boot and install on your computer. Now, keep that in mind. It may vary depending on your computer brand. Let's say I have Acer, right? And the recovery key, and sorry, the boot to boot key is let me search. If we go search Acer, most likely it's F12. So if you see that right here, so this is example, huh? Yeah, there you go. If you want, like say, if you wanna go to the boot menu, usually it's F12 or escape key. So yeah, again, it really depends on your computer brand. Now, let's go to 5 reasons on why you should move over to Linux. Number 1, no new hardware, no licensing costs. A new laptop costs a lot of money, but several Linux operating systems are available for free. Software updates are also free forever. Number 2, enhanced privacy. As we all know, we were surprised how Microsoft is doing nowadays. Yeah, a lot of ads and spyware, which is true because they have their own telemetry data that can collect from your Windows computer. It's very true. So why they say Linux is enhanced privacy? Well, because Linux distros do not have a telemetry, unlike Windows and Mac, probably Mac too. So that's why with you switching to Linux, you have enhanced privacy. Number 3, good for the planet. Production of a computer accounts for 75 and above percent of carbon emissions over its life cycle. Keeping a functioning device longer is a hugely effective way to reduce emissions. With a Linux operating system, you can use your device longer. Number 4, community and professional support. There are local repair cafes and independent professional services and computer shops available for providing you help. You can find support in online forums too. And finally, number 5, better user control. Linux grants you the 4 freedoms of software. You are free to use, study, share, and improve the program for as long as you wish. You are in control of your device. And here are the supporters who joined the N of 10 movement and encouraging consumers to switch to Linux. So you have Sol, a Dutch company, I don't know, Appel, Aspiration Tech, Libri Italia, Bits and Billion. I do see a familiar Lotte brand, that is Framework, FSFE, iFixit, Genome, KDE, Keep, Ubuntu, Linux Machine, Ayuri, Nextcloud, OpenSUSE, OpenSource.org, Repair Cafe, Repair.eu, all of the familiar stuff you see right there, and Zorin OS, which I see some. Which is another Linux distro right there. So, if we go to the press, you can get the updates on. You can get the tips from N of 10 organization or non-profit organization. And here it is. It says find out what free as in freedom, and of course. So yeah, now before we move on to the list of Linux distros that beginners should use, Dreamcar, I have a question for you. Will you ever switch to Linux if you want to embrace the freedom of using your computer without Microsoft having to track you? Will you switch to Linux? And if ever major software companies support Linux, will you switch it?
As long as there's usable files that I could use on Linux, and if there's a possible way, there will be software that would be compatible to Linux. But as of now, as of this writing, we don't have any like compatible software. So all of them are still on Windows. So if like I'm trying to put it on what they call this wine VDM thing on Linux, and it would work. But some of it won't work because according to Wine, that some files doesn't work. So yes, so nothing much more, but yes.
Aside from that, they do have WinApps. Yes. Uh, WinApps is basically, how can I say this? Well, more of the visual machine thingy, but it's more on the isolated environment where you can run Windows apps on Linux. And this is called WinApps. So I don't know when was this, but I do recall that it is currently in beta, but it looks promising if you ask me. So let me just look it up again to see if I'm getting it right here. Yeah, there it is. Abstract there. So yeah, if you are interested more on how WinApps works, you can watch Muda Har's video in the video description below on how WinApps work. I will say it's worth watching. I highly recommend if you want to use Windows apps on Linux, and yeah, he can explain better than me. So yeah, that's WinApps right there. This example right there. You can using Windows apps on Linux. This prime example right there. Yeah, and look at the compatible applications right there. Adobe After Effects, Adobe Suite, you have Affinity, Microsoft Office, MIRC, and yeah, and you have the instructions if you are interested. So yeah, that is WinApps, and yeah, you can get it working if you follow the correct steps. Now, let's move on now. Okay, now let's move on now. I'm sorry. Now let's move on. What are the recommended Linux distros for beginners? For me, I highly recommend trying out Linux Mint. So let me head over to Linux Mint website. So this distro is very beginner friendly, and if you are new to Linux, this is the Linux distro I can recommend to you guys. I have tested this before. It works perfectly. So you can see this is the user interface and their user-friendly taskbar, all of the cool stuff. So yeah, if you wanna try easy to use operating system, I would say go with Linux Mint. Another one on the list is Pop OS, which I have heard of the name before, but I've not used it in the VM before. But yes, Pop OS. So what is Pop OS? Well, it's basically another Linux distro, but I believe it is aimed for ease of use. So yeah, you can see their website demonstrating how Pop OS works, and then you have some testimonials too. Look at that. Robert T with minimal fiddling. Pop OS is a very capable, functional, and beautiful Linux distribution. It is still fully tickable, but out of the box, it just works really well. So yeah, this is I believe another Linux distro that one of the Linux community recommended. But yes, Pop OS, another Linux distro for beginners. So yeah, aside from Linux Mint, you have Pop OS, and you also have Zorin OS too. Let me just head over to the website real quick. Yes, Zorin OS. And look at their beautiful website right there. You have this is how the user interface looks like. It's pretty cool. So yes, there you go. This section right there. Revive your old PC, save money, and help the planet. This is what 10 N of 10 movement means. If your computer is still working, why bother discarding your old computer, right? So yeah, this is the example of how Linux is empowering the old PCs to make it like new again, like this one. That is Zorin OS. And yes, you heard that right. Steam is already optimizing Linux gaming, and yeah, it's still not perfect, but we will get there as it progresses for Linux gaming. But again, thanks to the Steam Deck that Valve launched not too long ago, Linux gaming is becoming better and better over time. So yeah, these are my not top 3, but these are my recommendations for beginners. You have Linux Mint, Zorin, and Pop OS. So these are the Linux tutorials you can take note of if you want to try out Linux for yourself. But yeah, what do you say about Linux Mint, Pop OS, and Zorin OS? And to the beginners out there, will you switch to these distros if you are moving away from Windows?
It might depend on our friends here on our stream, and I like how Zorin OS looks like a minimal design to Windows 11.
Pretty much. And I believe Zorin OS is more on being minimalistic and while keeping the design up to date, but will work on all of the computers, unlike Windows 11. So yeah, there you go. That's Linux distros and end of life stuff I managed to talk about, and hopefully you have something that anything is possible. You can keep using your computer as is by just moving over to Linux and continue your day. Right? Right, guys? Okay, it is now 7:13 p.m. and coming up in the last gap, I believe I will be sharing Linux dedicated YouTube channels for you guys to watch. If you want to know more how Linux works, or if you want to get into Linux news, we will have a list of that to share right here on Asphere's Cafe. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back after these messages.
It's 7:30.
This song was brought to you by Asphere Appliances, home of Asphere Aircon and other leading appliances nationwide. Asphere Appliances, tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus. Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you. Capinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Capinoy Coffee from FVS Manufacturing Corporation. Shenatron Synplus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP. Celebrating 10 years together since 2015. And Melody Mart. Your everyday vibe for convenience.
99.5 Cool FM. Ba 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 boom. Ganito. Number 1 sa Mega Manila.
It's so nice to be cool and easy. Asphere's aircon, the aircon with 10-year warranty. 10-year warranty. Inverter money saver, great quality. With 10-year warranty. Asphere's aircon. Asphere's aircon, tried, trusted, tested by asparagus.
Get yours now at asphereappliances.ph online. Another quality product from Asphere Appliances.
Asphere's Aircon. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
One time, there's a confrontation about sushi and pizza, but then there was a solution.
Bro, I said let's get sushi.
No way. Pizza beats raw fish every time.
Why not both? gooey cheese, spicy mayo, seaweed, salmon. Introducing Sushi Baked Pizza.
Whoa.
Creamy, savory, sushi-inspired toppings baked on a perfect crust. Sushi Baked Pizza, 9-inch at 250, 11-inch at 450. Only at Dream Cards Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cards way.
You paid this time.
No way, you wanted sushi.
Call 141-9191 for deliveries.
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Dream Car Karaoke po, tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kapeng gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation.
A song, a chord, there's no end to the tune. It's the echo of strings, the rise of the moon. It's the beat of the drum, the keys on the floor, the rhythm that calls, the voice we adore. It's music and more, a note, a rhyme, a melody's glow, a piano that plays, a rhythm that flows. It's a voice, it's a choice, a harmony's ring. At the end of the night, let the melody start. It's the sound of a song, it's the joy in your heart.
Reimagine karaoke with XTSP.
Now available, Utopia 2 and Utopia Deluxe for more song storage, and Volume 174 for DVD systems. Song list are now free to download at ShenatronSynPlus.blogspot.com.
Shenatron Sin Plus. Reimagine karaoke with XTSP. Celebrating 10 years together since 2015.
New. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan niyo na ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming feelings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium feelings na suwag magpapasaya ng sanyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Biking, meron rin tayong Overload Onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming feelings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
Today it's Halloween month. Everyone, we got a good news. Guyme's Enhanced Nutribuns has been restocked. Guyme's Pumpkin Nutribun is made from squash and bread for good healthy and gets smarter for brain muscle. Delicious. Now I can play the games and going to school for fixing and learning to solve the problems and questions. Try and eat prices for only at 15 pesos. Available on Guyme's Bake Shop, Jor A Supermarket, Melody Mart, Shine Products Stores, and many more. Also available on Guyme's Carrot Nutribun for only 17 pesos SRP.
Adam Orelar po. Mas gamot mabibili na. Dahil sa The Generics Pharmacy, ang bisa sa gamot sa doktor, may sukling pera pamasahe, iyong kalidad ng gamot, basta Generics. The Generics Pharmacy.
Sobra inuman sa halili. Para sa inuman ng beer. Ang Halili Beer. Sobra lakas ng beer. Masaya ang halili ng sipag. Lakas ng beer. Tama ang inuman sa beer. Halili Beer. Sobra lakas ng halili. Sipag ang beer. Drink responsibly.
Ang daming isda at bumili ng tomato, mga factory, ilagay ang isda at tomato, ang sardines ng John Gello Sardines. May sarap ang isda at tomato sardines. Masarap, kaya masarap ng kumain ng ulam sa John Gello Sardines. Also available of John Gello Sardines hot and spicy.
Sali na sa TGF Brewery Win Collect Promo 2025. Bumili na ang sponsors. Isulat ng papel ng panggalan, address, at contact number ihulog sa drop boxes sa mga grocery stores nationwide. Binili na ang collect iyong botelya. Hatid sa inyo ng TGF Beer, TGF Pale Pilsen, TGF Hard Seltzer, TGF Pure Water, at TGF Flavored Beer. Iba ang winner na! Sali na sa TGF Brewery Win Collect Promo Promo runs to September 1st to December 31st, 2025. Per DTI Fair Trade. Permit number FTEB 659-769 series of 2025.
We now return to Party Cup and Asphere Cafe.
Alright, welcome back to Asphere's Cafe. It is now 9 minutes before 7:30. And yes, we will be sharing one of the recommended Linux dedicated channels on where you can head over to if you are interested in knowing more about Linux news and all of the good stuff. And later before the end of program, yes, the well-known Windows Tech YouTuber Julia TechSpot has a special message for this show. So yeah, let's get into recommended channels right down. So let me head over to youtube.com, and the first thing I would recommend is Brody Robertson. So where is his channel? Brody Robertson. There we go. Let me get my screen share right here. There we go. It's up now. Oops. Okay, it should be low, right? There we go. So this is the Linux. This is a YouTuber dedicated to uploading Linux content, and he is based in Australia. He uploads his videos daily, every 12:30 a.m. here in the Philippines, except I believe Saturdays, because Saturdays is where he doesn't upload his channel. But yes, if you look at one of his videos, you can see majority of his content are focused on Linux. So for example, you have KDE. He even made a video about Windows 10's end of support. So what are you going to do, right? Well, he has a very good video. He has a very good he has a very good video on what you can do to migrate from Windows 10 to Linux. He even talks about Git. He talked about Arch Linux 3.0 and the GNU copy pasta. Aside from Linux, he also talks about some non-Linux stuff like age verification situation, right? Also developers code. So yeah, that's the first channel I would recommend you watching. And if you wanna join the membership, you're free to do so. And I wonder what it says. Yeah, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. But I believe he has Patreon. Yeah, he does have a Patreon page right there. So that's the first Linux channel I would recommend. Linux YouTuber that I will recommend. And again, he is an Australian YouTuber, if you are aware of that. Now, the second thing, but I have not seen the videos yet, is the Prime Planner. Basically, I don't want to say this, but basically, Asmon Code of Tech, okay? Asmon Code of Tech, not an actual Asmon Code TV, but basically, Asmon Code of Technology. And that is this dude right here. So
you can see he also makes videos about Linux, and he also covers some tech news too, aside from right here. Yeah, right there, guys. He makes a lot of tech videos where you see right here. And I believe this channel is more on developer side, but he also does talk about Linux, which also includes aside from Linux, he also talks about debooting, which is pretty cool. Now the next one is the Linux experiment. So let's head over to the Linux experiment, and yes, he does Linux videos right there, and he also covers Linux recap news right there, which is called Linux Daily Linux News, but apparently is members only. So yeah, but he has the weekly news if you're interested. So you can see most of the videos I'm seeing in the videos tab are members only, mainly relating to daily Linux news. But look at this, he makes a lot of Linux content, and with such as Linux weekly news, even the review videos too. So yeah, that is the third channel I would recommend. And now last thing is Michael, what is it? I forgot, but I believe it's another one that is it, but yeah, he also does Linux. So yeah. Anyway, these are the Linux channels I highly recommend if you wanna watch. So for me, I watch Brody Represent, and he's a very good person. So if you wanna dive deep into Linux, then head over to the channels that I just recommended. Brody Represent, the Linux Experiment, and a lot of Linux channels you can export right there. Now, Dreamcar, before that, what do you say?
Nothing much more. No comment for me, but it's very interesting. And now is a brewing question to all of our fans out there. Will you keep using your usable, non-supported Windows 11 computer until it breaks? So, that is our brewing question.
That's correct. That is brewing question. Will you keep using your usable computer that is not support for Windows 10 until it breaks? Obviously, if you are going to switch to Linux, there is no reason to throw away, right? Well, at least until your laptop or your computer starts to give up, then that is where you will get a new computer. So yeah, that's a great question. Let us know in the comments section down below if you will keep using the computer that's still working today. Now, before we go, Julia's tech spot let me message about the Windows 10s end of life, and I would like to thank Julia. It's been a long time since I haven't seen her. I haven't watched her content, but it's good to hear her voice once again. Now, let's play a little note from Julia's tech spot regarding Windows 10's end of support. Julia, hello there.
Alright, so this is Julia, which is Julia's Tech Spot on YouTube, and Windows 10 just ended support today, October 14th of 2025. It's really sad because I grew up using Windows 10. I still remember the day it was announced. I still remember using the technical preview, all of the insider builds, and just going through every single build because I was actually a Windows Insider back then, and I loved Windows Insider, and I always wanted to see all the new builds, and I've collected a lot of videos on YouTube, and I just released a Windows 10 Memories video showing all those older clips, and it just brought me back watching all those clips again. And if you're going to still use Windows 10, I recommend enrolling into the ESU program or upgrading to Windows 10 or a Windows 11 LTSC, because that way you'll still get support, and I actually made a video on my channel about that as well, saying things you should do because 10 support is ending, which is the video before it. But personally, I think Windows 10 LTSC is a better option for those people, because if you want to stay on 10, then I'd say do that. If you want 11 but your computer can't support it, then do Windows 11 LTSC. But anyways, rip Windows 10, you'll be missed. And really, that's all I have to say. I'll miss it a lot. So, yeah.
Alright, there you go. As you just heard from Julia's TechSpot, she prefers to move over to Windows 10 LTSC if you want to keep using Windows 10, or you can move over to Windows 11 LTSC. And also, Julia forgot to mention, you can upgrade to Windows 11 too if you want. So that is her note. Once again, thank you, Julia, for leaving a short message about Windows 10. So if you wanna check her video about the farewell Windows 10, I will put it there in the video description below once the replay is available. Now, also one more thing before we go. Tomorrow there will be no Asphere's Cafe. We will be taking a break after this episode, so we will be back on Thursday, where we will be doing the gaming. So yeah, that's the short announcement. We will not be having coffee tomorrow. Now, any last words?
No updates for me. So let's gonna end it here. So that ends our cafe session.
Yup, that is it for Asphere's Coffee tonight. We will be back on Thursday. So tomorrow it will be the replay from last week. So yeah, if you're expecting us tomorrow, well, we will have a rest day. And that is also because our co-host Hoshiko Nimi will not be joining us tomorrow because of his performance task. So we will be back on Thursday instead with the gaming news. There you go. That is it from me. This has been Asphere's Cafe. I'm Caro.
The cafe is now closed.
We will see you on Thursday. The cafe is over. Goodbye.
The cafe is now closed. This is DZYW,